Hi, welcome to All Things Abroad. Last week we talked about everything, I guess, that we did while abroad, everything we were looking forward to. And I think the one thing we both had in common was how excited we were to go skydiving. So I just wanted us to talk a little bit about that. A lot of people have it as something they want to do but never actually get to. So what were your thoughts on skydiving?
It was absolutely insane. Ever since I was in high school, I wanted to skydive. It was the number one thing on my bucket list. And actually for my 18th birthday, my mom's biggest regret in life is that she never went skydiving.
Really?
Yeah, my parents are both pretty adventurous people, and so I don't know. I used to hate stuff like that though, and then kind of just grew on me. But anyway, for my 18th birthday, my mom said she would skydive with me in Houston, and so
cool mom.
Yeah, it was incredible until the months leading up. I was gonna actually sit down and book it, and she was like, Kate, I just can't now. I have 3 kids, I can't risk that. And I was like, well, now I'm not gonna do it without you. That would just be so weird. So I never ended up doing it for my 18th birthday, which was sad. So then when I decided to go abroad, my sister actually has previously been skydiving in Interlaken too. And I've seen a bunch of people do it there. It's a really popular spot. So I was like, okay, my one trip has to be Interlaken and I have to skydive. And it absolutely lived up to the hype. It was so insane. It's hard to even put it into words really. But I know your parents were a little more nervous.
My parents were more didn't want to know. They claimed they were fine with it, totally fine. I didn't tell my parents that I was even going to Interlaken because my mom's an anal mother and is terrified of her children doing anything. So I didn't tell them, and I'm almost equally as excited to skydive as I was to FaceTime my parents and tell them that I had gone skydiving, and then they knew that I was there all along, which was very anticlimactic, very hurtful. They didn't care at all. They were like, all right, cool, yeah, we know, that's fine. So I don't know, but were you scared leading up to it? When were you most scared? Because I was pretty scared the night before.
Yeah, I could tell you were a little nervous. I feel it didn't hit me. Even the morning of, I was kind of ooh, I'm skydiving today. But I wasn't scared. Even on the bus ride there, I had my headphones in. I was pumping myself up. I don't think I was even scared. And then we had to wait, until that first group went. So then we were just sitting in the sun, chilling. And I was this is kind of nice.
Pop out of the sky, left and right.
Yeah. I think that when I started to actually get nervous is when not even getting into the plane like that. I was still let's go. And then when we so remember my guy had the watch on where he could see how high up we were, the whatever level we were at, and he kept putting in my face and being we're at 3,000 feet, and I was what are we going to? And he was 11,000, and that's when I was oh my god, that's because terrible. We already looked really high up, and I was oh okay, this is scary.
Yeah, that is scary.
And then he kept putting it in my face 6,000 feet. I was okay, I get it. That was when I started to get nervous. And then when the door opened up and they started just dropping flies, and I was oh my god, this is scary. But I think even then I wasn't scared to the point of I don't want to do this anymore. I was just oh my god, this is really happening.
Yeah, that is scary.
I've been bungee jumping, and that I hated so much, and I will never do it again. And I was nervous that I was gonna have that fear of once it was time for me to jump, I was almost in tears. I was I do not want to do this, and I was nervous that I was gonna feel that way jumping out of the plane, but it was not like that at all.
Yeah, bungee jumping seems a lot more scary. But let's take a look at your lead up to the jump.
All right.
scared like the night before when we were out eating, and I like started to sink in that like I was just in Interlaken and there's like no going back at all.
Yeah.
And when we were sitting outside of the hostel, just like waiting for them to pick us up, I was like, so we're gonna do this. But the guys were great. Like as soon as you were with them, they like didn't really. They completely calm. Like seemed like my guy was up and back, like so. He was in shorts and a t-shirt.
It was nice too that like when they were teaching us like what they wanted us to do when we like first went on the plane, it was like literally nothing.
Yeah,
it was like hold on to your harness and keep your head back. Like if there was like instructions of like do this now and this now, I would have been like, oh my god.
Or if they were like, if something
up.
happens, you do this, I would have started panicking. But they didn't have that. What also
seemed like so
me,
easy.
it was kind of fucked up, was the two people there that were deaf. The guys like didn't even bother trying to explain.
No, they were just like,
you good? Like, and there was the guys like, yeah, sure, it's totally fine. So I think that was pretty common because they were like,
true.
You don't really need to know what to do. You just need to like be strapped on. So yeah, I wasn't really that nervous. I didn't get nervous like going on the plane. I think I just like blacked out and like didn't focus on it. I only got nervous when you like speeded up to the edge and I just saw like your little body go like out of the plane, and my guy was like, all right. I'm like,
yeah.
But honestly, it wasn't as bad or scary as like people say, like the lead up.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I don't know if I was even like thinking it would be really scary. But I think that people who think it's like this terrifying thing would be surprised that like it's not nearly as bad as it seems.
That's true. That's true. Well, what was your favorite moment of the jump? I know like people have different favorites.
Honestly, I think my like number one favorite, like the whole jump was like so quick, but I think my favorite part is like right when you tip out, and it's like in like a split second you're seeing like the sky, the mountains, and then like the ground. And it's like that sounds freaky when you say it like that, but it's such a like whirlwind of like, oh my god, I'm literally tumbling through the air right now, and for some reason I found that like really exhilarating. And then like the whole way down is like cool. And
with that moment, you weren't scared of like that moment, like when you were falling, you were like, oh shit, I'm falling. You were just like, this is fun.
In the video, like my like face the entire time is like during that part, and my mom, when I said it to my mom, the first thing she said was like, you didn't even like seem nervous. And I was like, honestly, the second we like left the plane, I was just like, whoa.
That's amazing. That's how it should be. That's when you know.
Yeah.
But let's take a look at you first jumping out of the plane.
All right.
Yeah, so I think like my favorite part of the whole thing, I guess, was not really falling. They like make you look up, which helped me not be scared. Yeah. And then as I was falling, I had like the sudden urge to, you know when you like trip or like, I don't know, you like have the urge to like grab onto something? That was my immediate reaction, and I think you can like tell my feet are like really scrambling in the video. But then I think it was like once I was, you know how they like hit you and then you're like,
yeah.
That I think that after that was like really cool, because then you could like look around.
Yeah, that was really cool.
You can see like everything,
and I know like one girl that has already done it that said that when she was in that part, like it was really hard for her to breathe.
Oh.
But I didn't really feel that. Did you?
I don't really think I noticed. I don't know.
It was more like once he pulled the parachute and landed that I was like, whoo, but like it wasn't like I was like consciously being like, I can't breathe right now.
Yeah, I don't really think I noticed if I couldn't breathe. Did your stomach drop?
No.
Yeah, I could tell my stomach dropped, or I was just like, holy shit, I'm falling out of the plane. Or like what it was. But did your ears pop?
My ears popped so much when they first pulled the parachute. I was like, whoa, that was like weird.
See it in my video, I'm like, trying to like get my ears like not to pop.
And then my guy too, like as soon as we landed, he's like, oh here, hold these for a second, and he like gave me the parachute straps, and I thought he was just like doing it so he could like get in the video of me like holding on to something. But then like you can see it in the video, he's like telling me to like pull left. So I had to like pull on this one, and then I thought he was just doing it so I could be like, oh, I'm doing the parachute. And then he's like, just a little more. I was like, oh my god, why am I the one like doing this?
Do your job, man.
situating something, and then he like took it back. I was like, oh
That's
my
so
god,
funny.
okay.
Okay, well, let's take a look at those moments. Yeah, so how was your landing? What were your first thoughts when you landed?
Well, they taught us to land by like, we would, like you and the instructor would like put your legs in the air and you just like kind of slide onto your like legs and butt. But I guess like we were coming in, I don't know if it's slow enough. I guess it would be slow enough that he was just like, right as we were getting to the ground, I had my legs up and he was like, put your legs down. And I was like, okay. And our feet just like hit the ground, and then we were like, I never had to like slide down. We just kind of like started like walking on the grass.
That's kind of nice.
So yeah, but and I know like when I went paragliding, it was the same thing. Like they tell you to like start running, and then when your feet hit the ground, you just like.
Oh,
so I was like interested that they were having us land on our butts, but.
Yeah, it was an interesting landing. I definitely landed on my butt, and then I was like sprawled out, like laying on the guy until he like undid me. And then like that awkward interview questions at the end where you're just like, it was great, I loved it, and then you leave. But honestly, I was like so overwhelmed after, like I didn't even like process like fully what happened until the end. But do you think you'd recommend people doing it, even if say someone like, I don't know, someone's like really not